dust off their shoulders and kind of come back here. They are, I believe, are they going to be, yeah, they're going to be on the blue side here as well. So they're going to have that priority pickup. So we'll see how well that kind of suits them here as we start the second game draft with an Eve ban.
Yes, and I wouldn't be surprised that 9Z Globant's going to ban out that trio combo just because they know they do not want to deal with it. They know how great it could be, and it's been amazing thus far in this tournament. So we're going ahead and banning the Eve here and the Freya to start out. Always that 100% Freya ban for sure.
Yeah. So what you said makes total sense. Maybe like maybe 9Z was not able to handle that situation with the Trinity, for example. But if they ban the Trinity here, it will let Freya open, Baxia open, or Zunshin open, for example. You know, so maybe it's not the kind of situation that they want to handle, they want to face against. So, okay, so maybe we can continue with the formal banning, with the formal draft, you know, let them pick, let them choose the Trinity, for example. I don't think that will be the same, the same idea, the same composition, the same execution that we did with the Burrow Crazy and the rest of the teams, you know. So maybe it is easier for them to handle the Trinity that they used in the first game than let Freya open, let Baxia open, you know, Zunshin open. So it comes to very, very mentality here to form the draft, to complete the composition, to see what is best and what is worst for both teams.
I was gonna say, I feel like the Marcel ban has to come out just because if you leave him open, there's so much that you have to deal with that isn't usually a priority. Gwen and Terizla, you don't want to waste a ban on any of those, and they aren't always the most successful, especially Terizla by himself or without a Fredrin on the opposite team. He doesn't really pay off as well. So the easiest thing, go ahead and ban Marcel if you're not feeling it. I was gonna say on the side of a Black Sense, it's a good read on them that they no longer have the ability to use the Valentina, which is a great counter for the Sora. So they're gonna take Sora off the table there because that could have been a huge thing for 9Z to be able to pick up as well. Waiting on that last ban coming out from 9Z Globant, and they're gonna go ahead, take off the Kimmy.
All right, they're taking off the Kimmy, but what will they start with first here? Well, for sure, Sora was a ban that they needed to get out. Yeah, just taking apart the at least one factor into that Trinity build, which is the Marcel. It's the biggest thing for sure. So just one moving piece that just ends the whole composition for sure. We're still waiting on what they're gonna end up thinking will be the first pick here.
Maybe Zunshin, or maybe trying to guarantee like a Harley, for example, to get a strong early game, or carry, like to secure the goal lane with the true damage and a very strong late game also. So many options here, so many strategies, so many ideas. Oh no, Zunshin, okay.
Yeah, I'm expecting the Harley to come out here from the side of 9Z Globant just because that's going to be the immediate answer to try to close the distance on Azushin and take her down. Maybe something else to kind of assist with the early game as well. You still have a lot of great answers there. Oh, Baxia comes out. So it's not going to be the Harley. Lucina's going to go with the Baxia. It does provide, as we've talked about before, the stock magic defense that you get with Baxia, anti-heal. It's something that can possibly offset what you have to deal with when you're facing a Zusin. It's gonna be very interesting because we don't really have any way just yet to get to that back line to be able to shut down Zushin, and this has been my major complaint of people who let Zushin through. I feel like the South is very confident that they can deal with the Zushin, but every single time I see it, it's very dominant, and I don't feel like the game was played in a way that negated what Zushin had brought.
Yeah, Zushin does bring a huge winning factor to the team, even if those losses were bad, for sure. She's really unstoppable, and I also would feel she should have been a priority ban. They're going ahead and picking up the Fredrin and the Bruno here.
Yeah, not only trying to get in the back line versus against a Zunshin, you know, but they still have to wait the perfect time because Zunshin can move with the lantern, she can move the ultimate, so it's not gonna be easy. Even though you can choose a hero who can easily access, for example, the back line, especially now with Redrin and Bruno. Gusta here is not gonna be is not gonna have a good life versus a Bruno here, so he has to be patient. He has to call the protection from his friends because Bruno, especially with the early in the mid game here, can let a very interesting advantage versus carry. Okay, we know that in late game carry melt down everyone in the land of dawn, you know. So now here comes with Vexana in 9Z's Globant composition.
For me, I don't know. Vexana's kind of a little tricky for me. I've talked about this before. She's got a lot of damage, a lot of AoE that she can cover, which is something that probably will offset the Fredrin while he's inside the mid, especially because when you get the Frighten on the Fredrin, it can be very beneficial when he's about to kind of try to use that Retribution and the Appraiser's Wrath as well to try to get a turtle, to try to get a Lord. So that can be go in their favor. The problem is you trade that for the immobility that you have as a Vexana. You can't get away from a lot of these fights. You're not going to be able to create a lot of distance. And for me, when you have a carry taking on a Bruno, you want something that in the early game can help rotate there very quickly to start making to start making the Bruno afraid and pushing him back, to start getting carry who needs a ton of items. I mean, we talk about the Trinity build for a lot of these marksmen, but add to that carry usually wants to get the Malefic gun as well, so that she can have the distance and the range that she needs. I feel like you're putting a lot on the side of Gusta Lagusta to try to be successful here.
Yeah, Vexana is very immobile, and the fact that later on Bruno's gonna shred her down. And Zushin CC on her. I don't know that's the pick here for sure. They went ahead and banned out the Lapu Lapu and the Kalea. They are trying to pick up on the side of 9Z, it would be their Roam and their EXP laner. And then we have on the side of Black Sentence, they're going to need, their EXP lane. And is it the same thing? They're doing the same thing, so they're going to be batting some things out right here for that.
Yeah, when it comes to Vexana here, one of the things that comes to my mind, it is not only to find like someone in a roaming with a hard engage, for example, or with crowd control to benefit the AoE from the Ancient Guard from Vexana, for example, but also if they can bring a very interesting XP laner, such as Yusong, for example, using the Black Dragon and after the other skills, you know, to grant more damage and even helping Vexana with this damage, you know. So it comes with Insenshin with the Black Dragon, it comes Vexana with the Asian Guard, for example, to follow this damage, you know, guarantee like more time for maybe a carry or boxer, for example, who doing the front line, can be very interesting for 9Z Globant. But so far, banning from a glue in Black Sentence's role and Khalid for 9Z Globant.
So I was just kind of meandering through some of the stats. Vexana has had a single appearance so far in the AMER tournament and is at 0% win rate.
Oh,
so, like I said, it's one of those things that there's a reason. I mean, I can see the greatness. You have to be very great when it comes to your placement. For me, I think we're at a point in the meta, like I said, you're gonna get caught. You have to put that into your effect when it comes to these mages and stuff. Eventually, you're gonna get caught. They're gonna be able to close the distance. So you need to be able to have an answer for that. I do like the Grok pick because it's gonna open up some early game. It's gonna help out with some clear. It's gonna allow Vexana possibly the time that she needs to be able to kind of get some of those rotations. Maybe be a little bit of a frustrating part for Bruno on the other side, on the side of Black Sense, to kind of force him back to his tower and allow allow Carry to kind of get the items that they need and always be like one of those threats. We're going to see how well this works out. Still waiting for that last pick. I believe what we said, we're waiting on an XP lane and a roam for the side of Black Sentence.
Yeah, what roams are open right now? What EXPs are open right now?
You know, for me, that was a huge response for 9Z Globant bringing the Grok here, especially through wall and tectonic charge. But now finishing the composition for Marsha here coming from the XP lane versus who we are about to know. But I thought that Marsha was heading for the gold lane, but we already have Bruno, so that's not possible. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It's very interesting to me. I wonder if we're kind of using it as something to kind of, yeah, there's not much CC on the side of 9Z Globant, so I guess we're kind of assuming that we're gonna be able to use Masha to just run through everybody to close the distance onto a Vexana. We'll see how well that works out there. I don't like Masha kind of going against the Tortoise Nuisance from Boxia. It's going to be able to stop a lot of that healing as well. Alice, another one that you really don't want to be in melee distance of. So we'll see how well this composition comes out. I think this is the first Masha of the AMER tournament.
Yeah, I'm thinking Masha here would be chosen to kind of help maybe split push. I don't know. That's the only reason I would think. But anyway.
Yeah, I used to see some Marsha heading to the gold lane because of his burst of damage, you know, like his ability to burst a gold lane or Moskman, for example, especially in the first levels. But now we're seeing a Papa Dog here with Marsha in the XP lane versus Alice, which is going to be very interesting matchup here to see who's going to take advantage. But the rest of the composition here, especially with like bringing Boxia and Grok with this very hard engage with the wall and the tectonic charge. I'm sorry, that could be very interesting not only for a Vexana, but just trying to buy more time for a Gusa with Carry to get not only the Trinity but also the Malefic Gun, you know, to get more party spike for this Marksman so far, Private.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on game 2 of Black Sentence taking on 9Z Globant. Black Sentence are looking to answer back with a reply of their own, looking for a victory here tonight, and we're going to see how well they can come together.
Yeah, my friend, well noticed. So call all your friends, call your family. So send the like in the broadcast, share the broadcast for everyone. So welcome everybody to the Land of Dawn. It is a second game. It is a best of 5. 9Z Globant versus a Black Sentence. 2v2 in the mid lane here. Fashin with level 2. Let's go, my friend.
Yeah, we're going to see Erwin. I mean, we've already talked about this. I feel like Chip is a big factor when it comes to AMER South right now. I don't remember seeing too many of him in the North, but what he provides, especially if he can get that aggression that he needs, constantly being in the jungle, constantly having those portals out, constantly harassing with the rest of the team, it could be a great game for Black Sentence here. Like I said, my big issue is going to be kind of the rotations on the side of 9Z Globant. It's actually 9Z Globant. Yeah, that's right. So I was gonna say it's gonna be the rotations when it comes to having a Vexana on your team. Are we gonna be able to protect it? Sky's gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a stun there as well, and Luisino does find a kill onto Sky.
Luisino with Boxia here takes down, guaranteeing the first kill against the Sky. Oh, 9Z Globant winning and guaranteeing like it's a perfect beginning for 9Z Globant. And now we're seeing Chino with level 4 with Alice in XP lane. And now we're seeing also the first turtle in the top side of the river.
Yeah, that's one thing, a good value that you get is you get that big burst damage coming immediately from Fashion. You immediately trap with a wall there and a swing that stuns the Sky, and before she knows it, there's a huge amount of damage that they are taking at the hands of Fashion, who just unloads. Now we do have a little bit of damage coming up. Oh, and we do have a big engagement underneath the tower. 9Z Globant able to answer back with 2 more kills. 3-0 now against Black Sentence.
That's what I talked about, my friend Private. You've seen the wall coming up through it's so hard. Tectonic Charge and the Ancient Guard from Vexena. Not only bursting the damage, but the control with huge crowd control, guaranteeing more kills for 9Z Globant. Maybe we can say that we can feel a lack of damage in the 9Z Globant's composition, only getting the hope for Gusta with all the damage with carry. But we are seeing 9Z Globant playing forward, playing aggressive, trying to find these breaches, these loopholes to guarantee a very strong early game.
Yeah, there's still, I mean, even with, I feel like the lack of damage is kind of as we move to the mid and late game. But right now, when we're talking about not just damage, but CC that will allow the damage to come out, you hit the nail on the head. Burrow Crazy is able to get that wall behind Tectonic Charge to pop them up. You've got another pop-up coming with the Eternal Guardian from Feshin on that Vexana as well. All the while, Luisino's right there laying down damage on them as well. It's a perfect storm of CC and damage that the side of 9Z Globant is able to dish out. And Black Sentence, I mean, when it comes to being shocked, I mean, they're having a very rough time of it. Another wall comes out. Ooh, a swing as Joel Crew reads the situation, and they didn't know that Erwin was up there feeding up that information, so he was definitely ready for that gank.
They were sensing the danger somehow. That's why they didn't continue, you know, the execution through the wall after the Tectonic Charge, or maybe the chakram, the fast chakram from carry. But now we're seeing a situation on the river once again, but both teams are heading for the turtle.
Yeah, Luisino's going to go ahead and start this as the rest of the team likes it and starting to get into position. Erwin from the side, Sky looking to come in, and it's going to be an easy turtle for the side of 9Z Globant.
Another turtle for 9Z Globant. We can check the goal lead also, almost a 3K for 9Z Globant so far. Another game that they are playing forward and they are playing aggressive. To be honest, I'm missing Erwin here proactiveness. You know, he is playing with the chip. Of course, we know that it's not every time that he is able to try something. Even calling his teammates for a big call, for example, or engage, for example. You know, but I'm missing more from Erwin here playing with the chip.
And this is kind of one of the falters you get when you are behind on a chip. It becomes a little bit less useful. Actually, here, Erwin, it did lock on to Chino, but I see like the rest of the team just not wanting to have, not wanting this fight. Chino's now going to go ahead and invade on there. Luisino comes in, steals the purple buff right away from Black Sentence, and that is unfortunate. About a 3K gold lead and 3-0 right now for 9Z Globant. Going on to the tier 2 towers coming in. Tectonic Charge followed by the Throne of Ruin. Feshin finds the damage, takes down Aurora. Sky is down as well. Feshin goes down the backside. Papa Dog with the kill there, but is going to pay with it with his life. 1-6 right now for 9Z Globant.
Black Sentence, I came to bargain. No, it's not a loop from Doctor Strange. It's another execution from the Wombo combo that comes from 9Z Globant. Here comes the wall, the Tectonic Charge, the AoE, the Ancient Guard from Vexana, and it worked perfectly once again. More advantage for 9Z Globant. To take down the first turret here in the mid lane. Okay, in the bottom lane, it is already taken down, but it's more advantage for 9Z Globant.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and start on this turtle. Oh, up at the mid lane, it does look like they are trying to chase down Burrow Crazy. A little damage coming down there. Feshin doing a great job trying to provide that suppressive fire. All the while, Luisino for 9Z Globant very free to pick up a turtle without reply from the side of Black Sentence.
Yeah, now we're seeing some kind of a cross mapping here for 9Z Globant. Black Sentence took down the turret #1 in the top side, but even oh no, come on!
Yeah, big pop-up does land. Throwing a rune is out as well. You see the damage coming down from the Eternal Guardian of Feshin. Now the rest of Black Saiyans trying to get away. They don't even have enough to be able to protect this tower. 9Z Globant, see the minions coming up at the bottom. And unfortunate for the side of Black Saiyans, not going to be able to stop these minions. It's going to be another tower down on the side of Black Saiyans.
Yeah, but I believe this macro isn't working well for Black Sentence. You know, they a turret number 1 for a turret number 2 in the back line, in the bottom line. Okay, I think that is the only kind of a response that Black Sentence was able to do. You know, but even though it's far enough to be good for them. You know, even though now. Another turret for 9Z Globant. Oh, Chino!
Oh, Throne of Rune catches 2. Sky and Joel Crew, and Sky, unfortunately, does not live to tell the story. 9Z Globant right there to find the damage, and that's going to bring this score to 1-7.
Oh, my friend. Now we are having 7-1, which doesn't bring good memory for us. The goal lead here heading for almost 8k for 9Z Globant. We see Papa Dog here taking down the turret in the bottom lane, but now he can be trouble. He's a Marshal, he has a very, he can buy more time, but now he's in trouble. He can be killed.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Papa Dog's going to be able to. Oh. I was going to say, Alba real crazy came up. He's like, I'm about to go. Oh, you got that. Let me go back to mid. and eventually they were able to find the kill now. Now Alba real crazy. The rest of 9Z Globant setting up for this first Lord. Nobody from Black Sense even in a good width to be able to stop that. Up at the top, Black Sense trying their best to try to macro up and maybe get a little bit of a push up at the top lane.
Yeah, somehow Black Sentence is trying to respond in the, especially deny jungler in the top side. You know, but when I said before, as I said before, sorry, even though it is way too far from what 9Z Globant created here, you know, you're seeing Erwin in the top side, in the jungler, it is up to do something, but you know, the rest of the teams of 9Z Globant, they're playing together, you know, so they're losing so much time over there. Okay, he is waiting for some opportunity, you know, but I think that 9Z Globant is not going to give the chance.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Sky on the Zushin. There really is no protection for the Zushin. You see down comes the wall again. Every single time they want to try to get close, you're dealing with a tectonic charge. You're dealing with Chino, who can basically just appear behind you. There's so much CC, so much coming out of the side of 9Z Globant when it comes to offensive ability that you're not even able to lay down a lot of the damage that you want to as a mid. You see the tower making short work of the Lord up at the top as well. Damage coming down, but ooh, they're actually going to be coming on the backside. We do have the Throne of Rune coming in. We have to have a flicker out for Papa Dog. Wall comes out, but Aurora flickers or actually dashes over it. Sky still trying to lay on some of that damage. Oh, in comes Erwin, in comes Aurora, but are they going to be able to capitalize on that? Still, 9Z Globe does disengage while the Eternal Guardian is out.
You know that they were very lucky this time because the combo from 9Z Globant came very early. You know, when they appeared, the combo was like already done. Because if they showed up right before the combo, that could be very, very bad for Black Sentence. But even though this situation didn't happen, we also see 9Z Globant causing so much pressure now in the mid lane. Okay, the turret is with a very high HP so far, but now here comes a dive.
Yeah, what a big Throne of Rune combo with the tech charge and the Eternal Guardian. Just CC after CC after CC. Black Sentence can do nothing to try to protect these towers. Ooh, we're actually going to try something here. Sky on the back end trying to lay on the damage. Aurora coming in. The rest of the team trying to close the distance onto the mage. From the back end, Papa Dog finds a kill onto Feshin. Aurora coming in as well. Oh, down comes an Appraiser's Wrath, and 9Z disengage after Feshin goes down.
All right, 2 kills now for Black Sentence. They take a breath, but not even though it is even far from what they need to get back in this game. The Lord now it's once again in the bottom side of the river. They have superior numbers for a Black Sentence, but Feishin is already heading back to the game once again, and both teams.
Oh, yeah, they're going to go ahead and try to get this aggression. We do have the Throne of Rune coming out from Chino, trying to protect his team on the back end. Papa Dog tried to create that distance, but got taken up. Another death there as well. Irwin goes down. The rest of 9Z Globant in tow, trying to chase down Sky and Joel Crew. Big pop-up, a wall almost seals Sky out of the base. Aurora on the side. Ooh, big pop-up does land there. Chino is going to have to find and create that distance as the Eternal Guardian gets kited and pushed down at the mid tower. This is going to open it up for 9Z and the Lord.
Here comes the boom from 9Z Globant once again, but now the Lord is easy guaranteed for 9Z Globant. No fight back, superior in numbers for the team, and now I believe here, my friend Private, we're seeing the items once again. Malefic Gun for Bruno. Wings of Nature for Augusta Lagusta. He is very solid, you know. He's like, okay, I prefer to stay immune and buy more time for my team than taking a risk for being killed, for example. No, that is Augusta Lagusta. But even though 9Z Globant has so great... Oh, here comes Fetch Irwin.
Yeah, Eternal Guardian comes out there on the backside. Irwin is surrounded. We do have a wall. Tech charge goes up. Aurora in trouble. Down goes Irwin. Gusta Lagusta with the kill there. Aurora looking for an escape as they chase down Sky. They do find themselves a Throne of a Ruin. Sky gonna have to use that ultimate to get out of harm's way. The rest of 9Z Globant closing in around, looking for the kill. Joel Crew putting on the damage. Lucino gets taken out as Sky finds a kill. Papa Dog answering back. Chino is down, but Black Sentence have to answer this Lord swinging away at their base. 9Z Globant, Gusta Lagusta finds a kill onto Sky, and that is going to be the second game for 9Z Globant.
When it comes the trouble, you just call Gusta Lagusta to solve all your problems, and that's what happened here. 2-0 for 9Z Globant, Zena.
9Z Globant again taking the win. This is their second win right here. The added CC from Vex helped prove my doubts wrong. With helping them gain 3 kills in the start, and then Black Sentence was a bit spooked, so they kind of tried to back up, and then at the end they tried to give a little bit of a fight back, but it was a little too late for that. So again, 9Z Globant taking control of the map and dominating this round.
I feel like the composition here with the Vexana basically made this unstoppable sieging potential from that team. You had the Eternal Guardian come down, pop them up. Then you had a wall and a tech charge come in. Then you had the Throne of Ruin. It's like, no matter how, you could not protect your tower because you were just going to be in this like 5-8 second CC combination coming out from 9Z Globant. And I mean, you saw it there. When it was outside of that, you did see that the side of Black Sentence were able to find some kills, able to kind of get in there once the entirety of like 9Z Globant's combo was used. But I mean, when it comes, I mean, macro is like that game-winning strategy. It doesn't matter how many kills you can get on a loose stage. If you can push your way in through towers in a way that the enemy team is not going to be able to counter, you've got a game-winning strategy.
Yeah. So we're seeing the stats here. Now we're heading for the highlights. More than the execution from 9Z Globant's composition with Luizinho, Feishin, you know, Albora Crazy. I still want to talk about Chino, right? Because look at his initiations. It was very, very important also for 9Z Globant. You know, not only for like a start, the wombo combo, But for gain confidence, for gain more powerful for 9Z's composition, 9Z Globant's composition. So he was very crucial for this idea, for this execution. Also, you know, I don't think that he's gonna be the MVP, to be honest, but he was very important. And at the end of the game, we saw Gusta la Gusta. Gusta la Gusta. Gusta mucho win very much games here, especially when he is playing with a very strong late game carry as he did in this game.
Yeah, another great strategy coming out. And, oh man, you're talking about those flickers coming out from Chino there, finding some great positioning to find a great throne of runes, those great stuns on the enemy team.
Yes, consistency, impact, and clutch moments. This player had it all. The MVP of the match is Alboro Crazy. Woo! The Grok. 2-0-10, 31.8k total damage, 620 gold per minute. This roam had it all.
We're gonna never survive unless Alboro Crazy. Here is Crazy. Alboro Crazy once again playing very solid, and now with a Grok to guarantee the victory for a 9Z Globant. We were talking about, like, many people were saying, like, hey, why are you saying that Vexana's pick is very bad? I don't think that we said something like that, you know. Okay, maybe